When Bhagavan Sri Krishna was explaining about Bhagavad Gita, he was giving the discourse on Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. He said that this knowledge is not new, this is an old knowledge, very ancient knowledge. Was taught by Brahma, the ultimate creator, to the Manu, and then from Vivasvata Manu it came to Surya, and so on, went on, and finally I am giving it to you. And this knowledge was lost on the way, but today I am reviving it and giving it to you. Then Arjuna got a doubt. You were born almost the same time as me. We are almost the same age. How is it that you gave this knowledge to Vivasvata Manu and from there to whoever, and finally you are again giving to me? You are as old as me. Then how is it possible that you were also there then, way back, right at the beginning of the creation? And you are also here now today with me and telling me the same truth. So Arjuna was perplexed, confused. And he asked this question to Lord Krishna. And Sri Krishna says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetta parantapaha. We have spent many lives together before. I know all of it, but you do not know. And that is how you and I were there then, and you and I are here even now. And this is not a new relation. Our bond, our relation is very, very old as time. Of course, Arjuna could not comprehend that because he had no memory of the past, forget about past lives. And he had no idea what Sri Krishna was talking. But Sri Krishna knew what he was saying. So if any one of you thinks that you just happen to accidentally join this institution, by chance you came to Kodaikanal, and by some luck, stroke of luck, you are continuing to serve or work here, you are grossly mistaken. Because you being here in this mission with these people, in these precincts, doing the work that you are doing, is completely divinely ordained. It's an opportunity that you have prayed for at some point in time. Even in a passing moment, when you thought, God, let me offer myself to you and serve you. Let me be close to you and enjoy your love and divinity. Somewhere, even just a passing thought, how nice it would be if there was an institution like this in our own district, in our own town. A passing thought. But you are in the presence of divinity, and any thought that passes through your mind gets manifested. So you have to be extremely careful what you think. That is the most important thing. But you have earlier also prayed or thought or pondered on this idea of being a good instrument of the divine, being close to divine, being a part of the mission. In some way you have prayed. You might have forgotten, everybody might have forgotten, but the divine doesn't forget. That divinity remembers that this one particular soul in that particular lifetime had prayed for refuge, for grace, for proximity, for instrumentation, for realization. And that prayer, after several births of going in circles, is ultimately finding its fulfillment here and now. Our culture believes in rebirths. Many cultures don't believe. And they argue with me also. That how do you know rebirth is true? Reincarnations happen. I ask them, how is it that we are all so different? Somebody is a good singer, somebody is a good orator, somebody is a dancer, somebody is a medical professional, somebody is a sports person, and somebody is a businessman. And we are all born with certain attitudes, certain abilities. Even as child prodigies, and you see a lot of kids are very talented in some way. Nobody taught them all those things. They just took to those forms of talent like fish to water. It's because they're bringing this knowledge from another birth. And you have heard enough of stories like this, where people from the past lives have brought their memories in some way, or at least the abilities, the knowledge that they had. And that is how they are able to do things which is not otherwise possible for ordinary children or ordinary people. Without any training, without any proper education, they still know so much. So this is the idea that there are rebirths, there is reincarnation. And we all have been here for several lifetimes. We have come and gone and come and gone. And today as you study about the quantum field, those who are interested in science, they are talking about this the reality that we talk about. Is it really the reality? They're asking these questions. They're talking about multiverses. At the same time, we exist in several dimensions. They talk about all that. You can go and study that new knowledge. But our ancients talked about it. They knew that we are born again and again because of our Purva Janma Prarabdha. Prarabdha means all that we have done in the past, which is now coming into fruition. And when we prayed sometime in some past life for such an opportunity, somehow that opportunity has come our way now. And this is the moment of truth. Utilizing this opportunity and doing the best with it is all in our hands. God has created the opportunity and given you that. It's like you come to Kodaikanal by bus. Somebody buys you a ticket and says bus will be there at bus stop at this point in time. You must be there to board the bus. So bus is there, bus stop is there, ticket is there. But if you don't board the bus, nobody can take you to Kodaikanal. So we all get that opportunity, that one pass, that one ticket to board that bus and go to our destination. But if we misplace the ticket, we forget the time, we laze around casually and miss the bus. Or even when the bus is there, somebody tells us, don't board this bus, and we get confused and not board the bus. The idea is that God gives everybody an opportunity. To the worst of the sinners, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma, Shashvat Shanti Gachati. All that you do wrong, even then, by one stroke of God's grace, you become good. You have the opportunity to become good. How soon? Immediately. And then you attain happiness and peace in your life. It happens to everyone. Somebody asked me, so the worst of the sinners, what is their fate? They have sinned all their lives in past lives. What will happen to them? Who will give them this opportunity? Because they have never done anything good to deserve an opportunity to redeem themselves. What happens to them? And I told them, not true. The greatest of the sinners also are essentially divine. Deep down, the seed of divinity is there, which keeps telling them, the conscience, they say, the prick of the conscience, keeps telling us this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But we kind of overwhelm it or overpower it and then go about doing what we want to do because we are emotionally or whatever attached to something, or we have some ambition and desires. So we just kind of suppress that conscience and continue to do as we please. And then later realize we made a mistake. But somewhere deep down that conscience keeps telling, no, this is not right. You must do what is right. You must do what is right. And the one who listens to that develops the courage to do the right thing. So at any point in time, even the worst of the sinner at some point in time has prayed to God for redemption. Without his knowledge. That prayer remains registered in the divine directory. Never gets deleted. But it finds the right situation, the circumstances to fulfill itself. Let's say you board a train and you sat in the wrong train by chance, let us say. As the train moves, you will start seeing some stations, right, before your final destination. And when you see these stations are not matching the stations which are supposed to be on this route, obviously a question will come in your head, am I in the right train or in the wrong train? And what should you do? You should make an inquiry to people who are around. Is this train going to this place which I am supposed to go? Then they would say, no, you got into the wrong train. What should be your next chance to correct this? Keep sitting in that till you reach your destination and then find another train, or get off at the very next station and then take another train which takes you to the right place. Knowing that you're in the wrong train, you will not go on sitting over there. Once you know it, once you inquire and you find the truth, the knowledge that this is not the right train for me, you will immediately make amends. What is the amend? God will give you an opportunity. So your neighbor or the ticket collector, somebody will tell you, okay, in another 20 minutes, such and such station is coming, you can get down there. And then from there you find another way to board the right train and go. So this getting down at the station happens to everybody. Every now and then God gives us the opportunity to correct ourselves or take the right train. But when we are attached to people because they are traveling with us in the train, or we are attached to whatever the company of theirs, or just being lazy that, oh, even I know it's wrong, I don't want to correct it. Or the ego. Now that I've got into the wrong train, how can I tell others that I'm in the wrong train? I will continue to say I'm in the right train, live in denial forever and fool yourself. People do all kinds of things to run away from God. And heart keeps telling, no, God is the destination. Spirituality is the path. Anybody else who's not following this, don't be with them. Don't be influenced by them. Heart keeps telling. And every now and then, God gives the opportunity to get off the wrong train and board the right train. Provided we are listening to that conscience which is talking from inside. That is the voice of God. That intuition is the voice of God. So, those who have heard, listened to that voice of God, they have definitely prospered in life. And those who continue to journey in the wrong train despite all the understanding, information, they have always met with a terrible end. So this is the idea. Ravana was advised any number of times by all of them. His brother advised him, you are wrong. His wife advised him, you are wrong. But he wouldn't listen. And deep down he knew he was wrong. Like, come on. Kidnapping somebody's wife is never right. Everybody knows that. You don't need to be a pandit to know that. Ravana was a Mahajnani, but highly egoistic, highly desirous. So he won't listen to anybody. And what did he do? He not only killed himself, he got everybody killed along with him. So listen to that voice of conscience which is speaking from inside. When it says, follow. I was there in Fiji and our flute is there. He played very beautifully to the flute. It really sent us into a blissful state. This flute, again his name is not flute, his name is Ashwin. But as usual, pet name is flute. So he was sitting with me in Fiji and he was asking me a lot of questions. He's also another very troublesome questioning boy like Navar Narasimhamurthy. But all good questions, no stupid questions, sincere questions. So I enjoy that. I encourage. If Arjuna was not asking the questions, right questions, Bhagavad Gita wouldn't be there. Nachiketa was not asking the questions, Kathopanishad won't be there. Likewise, if these people don't ask these questions, this Bhagavad Gita, this Upanishad won't be there. So you keep asking questions. He asked me about many things about the ways of how love is, and then I introduced him to the poem of Khalil Gibran about love. It's from the book called The Prophet. A very deep thinker. In that he talks about love. It's a beautiful poem. It's I think maybe 25, 30 lines or so. It's an extract, a part of a larger poem, The Prophet, where the Prophet, an imaginary character, talks about love. And there he talks about love and says, when love beckons, follow him. Even though his ways are hard and steep. When God calls, when that calling of God comes to you, drop everything at once. Because it won't wait for long. The opportunity won't wait for long. The train won't stop for long. It will move on. It has to carry many more passengers. You are not the only one. You are not so special that the train will wait forever. But that train, that moment comes to everybody. When the right train comes, waits in front of you, you have the ticket in your pocket. You have to make a decision. And everybody says behind, don't board this train is going elsewhere. You want to go to somewhere else. At that time you have to make a call, make a decision. And that decision is what makes your destiny. And as you live here, you work here, you will get to understand that. You get to understand that this has to be the result of some prayer somewhere. Maybe in this lifetime if you remember, or maybe from other lifetimes. But this has happened to each one of you. So never undermine the value of the opportunity that you have. It may look like just education or job or working in the mission or doing some odd chores, but they are just superficial. The deep reason, the down below, the real reason is that one prayer either you made for yourself or somebody made for you, the result of which is you're here today. But again, don't get off at the wrong stations, looking at some other train. Just because one girl was asking me like this, how do we make this right decision? All friends are different. They want to do other things. And I am doing this thing. I am losing all the friends and losing all the relations. What should be my stance? I said, see, if you want to go to a certain place, let's say you want to go to Hyderabad, and there is a rickety, old, dilapidated bus. That's the only bus available to go to Hyderabad from Chikbalapur. But to Bangalore, there is a very nice air-conditioned luxury bus in which all your friends are sitting. You tell me which bus you should catch. The Hyderabad bus, even though it is not having air conditioning, it is not having not even conditioning, yet that is the bus that will go to your town, isn't it? Why would you catch a Bangalore bus and go elsewhere? Just because all your friends are sitting there and having a fun time. This clarity should be there in us. So what if spiritual path is tough? So what its ways are hard and steep. That is the way. That is the only way to reach that place. So while the whole world goes the other way, it does not matter because they are going the wrong way. They'll figure it out. After the losses of several lifetimes, they will realize, battered, shattered, and after giving up, then they will find the path and come round after several lifetimes. But for us, this is happening now and here. But this is also happening because of several lifetimes of such prayers and such penance. You know it, you do not know it, you realize it, you do not realize it, you remember it, you don't remember it, all that is later. It's happening to you, this is the most auspicious moment in all lifetimes that you have lived. So remember that and accordingly you live your life. You see, everything else at the end won't matter. We all will become dust. We all will become dust. Nobody can stay forever here. At that moment, the only thing that matters is that you did the right thing with that lifetime which was given to you to spend in a holy way, in a good way. And this is your opportunity. Don't ever get distracted and deviated. Many people are there. I've seen earlier students who have missed trains at the stations. Why? Samosa is being sold at the station, they'll get off. And there's a big crowd. By the time they get their samosa, the train has left, another train has come. And without even knowing the train has changed, they get into the next train. And only after getting in, they realize that for the sake of that samosa, now they have gone into a wrong train. So these distractions will be there on the way. Something or the other will be there on the way, but don't lose focus. Samosa can wait, train won't wait. Likewise, remember this opportunity to make your destiny, a divine destiny, does not come just like that. It's come to you, it's some stroke of luck, God's grace, some prayer, penance, whatever it is. That is the reason why you are here. So why I am so particular, I said yesterday, even if I can't catch hold of your hand, I'll catch hold of your ears, nose, and still take you into the train. Because I am in the position and the role of Guru. And Guru's job is to take you to the Guri. Suppose I am not your Guru, then I won't care. You do what you want. You will suffer. Anyway, you will learn the hard way. After losing a lot of time and energy, maybe a few lifetimes, you will anyway come back to the straight path. So I can do that also. But being a Guru, my job is to ensure that you reach your Guri, which is your destination. So that is what a Guru can do. He sees, he watches over you, and when he sees that you are deviating, you are getting distracted, you are losing your track, he takes that extra pain, makes that effort to come down to your level and pull you back onto the right path. And if you are very lucky, you have a very good Guru like me, then won't let go of you. The other Gurus, 2 times they'll give you 1 warning, 2 cautions, 3rd time let him go, let her go. Who has time for such things? But I know this girl, this boy, he prayed, he surrendered, this is his opportunity. If he loses this, he will never get it again. I don't know how many lifetimes. So that moves the heart of a Guru. That, no, we must get him. So you don't give me your hand, whatever I can get hold of, I'll drag you with it. So why make it difficult for me and you? Be a little more obedient, be a little more submissive, and life will be easier for us. Somebody asked me on Guru Purnima, I think last Guru Purnima, what is the best whatever gift we can give to you as a Guru? I said, don't be difficult to me. Be easy on me. Just do what I'm saying and don't make it difficult and cumbersome for me to deal with you. So that's all I expect. What do you want? Submission, surrender. Knowing that even if the path is steep, even if the ways are hard, even if there are difficulties and obstacles, yet this is the right path. Why? Because my Guru knows it. And he is taking me. And therefore I will follow. And I will reach the destination. So this is something that you must remember. And look at what we have done. I've not just preached, everybody's destination is divinity. Please practice this, practice that. Now you're on your own. If you don't practice, up to you. I've created a train called this mission. I've created an opportunity to get into this mission. Everybody has been given tickets to board the train. And then I'm seeing to that you are boarding and not getting distracted by other things. And also watching over you so that you don't get off at the wrong station. Seeing to that all the doors are secured and nobody is pulling any chains anywhere. And even if somebody has gotten out and lost their way, I've taken the efforts to put them back and then take them forward. But that kind of effort, very few people put. Others can give a lecture to you on great spiritual ideas. Then it's up to you whether you follow or not. They will. In this room, I can count people who have gotten off the train several times and I had to get down and put them back. Several of them. "No, I don't want to be here. I don't want to work here. It's too difficult. It's too pressurizing. I want to enjoy life elsewhere." All greener pastures outside. They imagine that there are greener pastures, but that's not true. It's not true. You realize only over a period of time. A lot of people are nodding their heads. So I'm right. And what did I do? I just did not sit here and demand, "Come to me if you want my guidance. Come to me if you want this opportunity." I went out. And even now I go out and go home to home, door to door, town to town, telling people, "This is your divine destiny, this is your opportunity, this is your mission, this is how you'll reach." And many of them say, no, we don't think this is our destiny." Then I have to sit and convince them that it is theirs. Doctors have that job to convince the patients sometimes, right? Patients will, now they have this Dr. Google. So all patients know everything about everything. So our doctors are having a hard time. The patients come, and before you can diagnose them, they themselves rattle out the entire diagnosis. "This is what is my problem, this is what the medicine I want, and this is what did not work, this is what will work." Isn't it? Don't be difficult, that's all I'm trying to say. Don't be difficult to your guru because he has so many people to look after. If you can be an easy student, a good student, an obedient student, that much work he has to do less. And that much work or time can be spent on somebody else. So if you look after yourself, follow the basic disciplines, do your duty, do your responsibility, discharge all your duties properly, you are already helping me. Why? Because you're not being difficult for me. You're sparing me that extra effort and time, which can be utilized better. So just by being good students, good devotees, good staff, good people, you will do a lot good to the whole mission, especially to me and all those who are looking after this mission. You will yourself will be, that way you can contribute already. But don't get distracted. Once you get distracted, mind has its own way of doing things. Mind is I always call it like a leech. We have our hospital in Sri Lanka, and a lot of tea estates are there. You go there without proper boots or whatever, those leeches will you will never know when they latched onto you. You will never know. Only after they have sucked all the blood and they have become this fat. One day I saw that, not in my foot, luckily so far no leeches have, I've been careful, but somebody else's foot I saw. This big it was, this big. It's like a small toothpaste tube like thing. It's this big. And I asked, "Oh, leeches are so big." They said, "No, leeches are only this small. They suck your blood and become this big." And you realize it, and they have a mechanism. You know what is the mechanism? Their mouths are like this, not like our mouths which open like this. There is a circular with teeth like this. So they really pierce through your skin, and immediately they release some kind of a chemical which numbs that area. So you don't know that they have caught on to you. You don't realize. If you realize, you naturally, immediately you will react. Suppose a mosquito bites, even then they release something which allows you to understand they have bitten you after some time only. So these are their mechanisms. Mind also has a mechanism like this. It has several teeth of thoughts. It grips our entire being with all those sharp ideas, which has ego, individuality, attachments. And then it numbs us with this idea that we are right. Nobody is right, I am right. This stupid idea that is the chemical this mind releases. That, no, I can't be wrong. We start living in denial. We are not ready to listen to anybody's advice then. During which time it sucks all our energy, time, opportunities, and that mind becomes stronger and stronger. Even more, the ego of the mind becomes stronger and stronger. And later to get rid of it is very difficult. Most of the people realize that the leech has been sucking the blood after an hour. So that is what happens. That's what happens with the mind also on the spiritual path. If you're not watchful, if you're not careful, it will catch hold of you. So what do? All these tea estate workers, they carry salt with them. So if you rub salt, these leeches leave the grip and fall. So you have to rub salt on your skin and go. That is the precaution that you have to take. What is that salt? Salt is this satsanga. Listening to good things, being in the company of the right people, and being cautious. That is salt. Then you are able to get rid of those leeches, even if they have caught on to you, or do not allow them to, first of all, bite you in the first place. So these are some precautions on the spiritual path we have to take. The best precaution is being in the company of the right people. The moment you are in the company of the wrong people, your mind will simply play tricks. It will start convincing you that they are right. It will give all kinds of excuses. It's very clever. Mind and its ways are very, very clever. That's why Krishna says, Chanchalam Mana Krishna, Pramadi Balatad Dridam. You cannot, it's so dangerous and so uncontrollable. This Vayu Reverse Dushkaram, it says, it's so difficult, like catching hold of wind or controlling the wind is so difficult. Mind is more difficult. And our Krishna says to Arjuna, yes, I know, Arjuna, that mind is like that. But abhyasena yogena tato vairagyena cha grihiyate. By abhyasa, by practice, and by vairagya, detachment, one can gain control over the mind and his ways. What is abhyasa? This practice of being in good company, repeating to yourself, this is my station, this is my station, this is my station. Lest you forget and get on the wrong train, wrong station. Keep telling yourself, my destiny is to be divine, to live in a divine way. That is my role. Keep telling yourself, that is abhyasa. So anything that doesn't fit that role, you have to discard. That is vairagya. Once you know this is not your train, immediately you have a vairagya on that train. Because it's the wrong train. That vairagya will come only if you do abhyasa. What is the abhyasa? To remember what is your destination, what is your train number, what is your berth number, compartment number. Then only you will be able to do vairagya for all other trains around, including the samosas on the stations. Because your train is about to leave you. Remember that. For every one of us, that opportunity is given by God, at least once in a lifetime. We all get that opportunity. At that time, remember, this opportunity has come not because of some application you filled and wrote some entrance exam, got selected. No, that's all very, very ordinary. Or you applied for a job and got an interview and got a job in our institution. Not at all. It's because of some prayer born out of sincere repentance or surrender that has made this all happen today. Never let go of this opportunity. My job is to ensure that you don't lose the opportunity. That is my job. But as I said, I have plenty of job to do. So make it easy for me. That's the best gift you can give to Guru is be obedient, be convenient. That's what I tell. Two qualities of Shishyas. Obedient and convenient. If you're this, you can achieve anything. So many people I find they're very obedient, but they're not convenient. They'll do what I say, but after having given me a hard time. Not convenient. Some people are very convenient. They seem like, oh yes, Swami will do it, but they don't do it. They're not obedient. They do their own thing. Both ways it doesn't work for me. For me, these two qualities, obedient and convenient. You'll remember these two? Yeah, so be obedient, do what you have got to do, follow the rules, follow the discipline, work hard. Don't make it difficult for anybody around you. Be convenient to people around you, because in everyone God resides. The same thing applies to colleagues also. First time I was talking to our medical college staff last year, I was telling, I'm like cooking sambar, I have plenty of different types of vegetables. They all vegetables cook at different times, you see. Potato cooks at a certain time, tomato cooks at a certain time. So carefully I have to cook, otherwise it will go waste. And the drumsticks take time. So I told, don't be a drumstick in my sambar, I told them. Don't make it difficult for me. Just get cooked at the right time and be a part of the sambar and lend your taste to the sambar. Don't hold your tastes to yourself. Be easy on each other. Be convenient and kind. You'll let go of that little petty, silly egos that come in our way because of our Purujana samskaras. And sing those differences. Think of the higher goal. I want to be a part of this delicious sambar. I have to let go of my individual taste and let the sambar enjoy the taste. Let the eater of the sambar enjoy the taste. Like that, individuals have their individuality, egos, attachment. This is because of their Purva Janmas. But when we come together in a beautiful mission like this, we have the opportunity to let go of those egos, those attachments, those leeches which are clinging on to us for lifetimes. And then be a part of a greater vision, a greater mission, a greater good for the whole world. And when you are being led by your ears, then you should be all the more obedient. Otherwise, I'll turn the ears like this. You've seen a lot of children, they have big ears. The reason for, I also have very big ears. The reason for this, our teachers catch the ear and turn like this. Your ears will become big and red. So do you want me to do that? I don't enjoy that. That's not some game for me. So don't make it difficult for yourself as well. One word, follow. I shouldn't even have to say it twice. Just once said, it's done. That kind of people is what I want for this mission, and it's for your own good that ultimately this is what will lead you to the ultimate happiness, ultimate joy in life, ultimate satisfaction, which nobody else has. People have comfortable beds, they don't sleep. People have plenty of food, but they can't digest. People have plenty of relations, no love. People have plenty of houses, but no home. I've traveled around the world, I've seen all of it. So not all that looks shiny is gold. That all that glitters is not gold, as they say. So these external things are there. They have limited use. At the end, it's your internal joy that's what will finally matter. You are happy with yourself, then you will be happy with everybody around you. You are unhappy within, you will be unhappy always outside also. This happiness comes to you when you do the right things, when you follow the right message, walk the right path. Even if it is difficult, it will be a happy path.